Hi guys, I'm Aussie Villain and welcome to the summer transfer special at Brentford as we follow in Dean Smith's footsteps. We're going from Season 5 into Season 6 at the club and we've come a long way since the Championship because next season we are in the Champions League. It's going to be an interesting summer. I thought we'd have a quick look by starting with the Brentford's best 11 since the game started, so obviously when we were back at Walsall. And you can see we're pretty much taken over at this point. Goodnartson in goal, hopefully not for too much longer. Bogle, I think, has been a star for us. McKenna, Soleil, and Michelotti as the back four. Garner, De Silva and Baptiste, of course, we got rid of them. Was it this time last year, I think, wasn't it? So we've got better players in now. I would imagine Mabry and Matteo and who's the other one that's in there? Rambleson. They'll probably take over at least two or the three of them there. The Wizard is down the right. That doesn't surprise me. He's a very, very reliable player for us. Arp is up top, and Bumbo is still out there wide left. I could not get anything out of him, but he must have been decent before we showed up. The bench, David Raya, who I think we sold. Rasic, who we sold. Pontus Jensen, who we sold. Dan, who's a star. Kenos, who we sold. Mabry, and Force as well, who again we sold. So that is the team of the season. Now, money to spend this summer, we have 69.5 million. We only have about 100 grand a week to add. So we're essentially going to have to get rid of players to then sign players. I think the left side is where we need to strengthen. I think we need somebody else to partner Michelotti because we're not going to have sort of a lesser games really. We're not going to have like the Europa League group stage this year. So I think we maybe need a left back, and I think we could probably look to upgrade a Luca Bacchio. Because last year, I'll be honest, Luca Bacchio I thought was, after a decent start to the year, was quite disappointing. He's 28 now, he's not going to get any better. And that's not to say he hasn't been a fantastic signing for us. We only paid 2.2 million at the time. That was quite a big transfer for us. I mean, he's going at 10 goals a season, but look at the match ratings last year. They just weren't good enough, I don't think. So I think the left side is where I want to strengthen. But yeah, we'll just see where this summer takes us. Okay, commercial summary time, and you can see that we have, everything's for the most part looking up. We've got a new soft drink partnership, 5 million worth, 5-year deal worth 5.5 million. I can never work out if that's a year or total. I think it's total, isn't it? But anyway, our sponsorship is up about 2 million, almost exactly 2 million from last year. Corporate hospitality is up a little bit. Matchday revenue is up a little bit. Broadcast revenue is down, which surprises me considering we were better in the league and went to the final of the Europa League. But for whatever reason, that went down. Prize money went up almost 10 million, so that's wonderful. We sold 45, almost 46,000 shirts. Rambleson, Pickford, Mabry, and Indedi are the top four amongst the fans. No real surprises there, I don't think. They are all very, very good players for us. And two players caught up for international duty. Jack Scott for Northern Ireland, Pavlovic for Serbia. Congratulations to them, I suppose. The transfer window has opened and we have breaking news out of Brentford as the club announced the double signing of Jesus Vazquez and Christian Irkinga. Now for more on this story, we cross live to local reporter Reginald Haymaker. And Reginald, Aussie Villain has not wasted any time bringing in new faces. Yeah, thanks Nige. No, he certainly hasn't. Vazquez is a left wing back who joins for 9.75 mil from Valencia. Whilst Irkinga is a left winger, and he joins from Sturm Graz in Austria for 21.5 mil. Okay, so transfer window has opened and we have moved quickly to get in. I've basically done what I wanted to do already, which is fantastic. So let's have a quick look at what we've signed here. We've got 2 B-rated signings, which is excellent. First up is Jesus Vargas, a 23-year-old left wing-back. Can play as far forward as left wing if we want him to, but I'm looking more, I think Michelotti as a left back and then this guy as a more attacking option. He was transfer listed at Valencia, so we got him for 9.75 million, which is why we just went in and got him. He's never really established himself at Valencia, but I don't really, to be honest, understand why. Good defensively, good physically. Mentally, there's maybe a little bit that lets him down in terms of determination and composure, bravery, aggression, maybe not ideal. But I think he'll be okay. And for £10 million, I don't think we could have done much better, to be honest. So I'm really, really looking forward to getting him going and see what he can do. And the other guy we've signed here, Christian Irkinga. I've been looking at this guy. I almost signed him last season. He is the model professional, a wonder kid, a model citizen. He's right-footed, which isn't ideal for a left winger. But I think we can just about deal with it. He is rapid. Look at those physical stats. Good dribbling, good flair, decent passing and vision as well. I am really, really excited about this guy. So the one flaw is the fact that he's right-footed, but yeah, he tries tricks. I wonder if can you teach them to strengthen their right foot in training? I think you can. Oh, he's left foot in training, can't you? So that might be something we can look to do. But anyway, I'm really, really excited about this guy. I think he could be an absolute world-class player for us. So really, really excited. So that's our two big ins. I'll have a quick look at his history there as well. You can see he played last season in the German, the Austrian Bundesliga and did quite well. So capped as well. Already has 5 caps, 4 goals. We may have signed ourselves a star here. Just a quick backroom staff update. It's not very often I get excited about director of football, but we have a new one. We're paying him 20 grand a week. And look at that. Look at that. Almost the perfect director of football. So Pablo Longoria, welcome to the club. He was previously director of football at Valencia. He's been a head scout or chief scout at Juventus as well. So he has quite the reputation behind him. And now he's at Brentford. Hi, Aaron Hickey. Hey, mate. How's he feeling? Good, thanks, mate. Good. Listen, the reason I'm calling is you may have heard that we've signed a new left-back. I'm pretty sure it's pronounced Jesus, mate, but that's not important. What's important is making sure that you get the first-team football you deserve. Look, I know you think you can play right-back, mate, but not for Brentford, you can't. Well, funny you should ask. How do you feel about Italy? So there we go. Aaron Hickey has left Brentford to go off and join Bologna in Italy. We've got 11.75 million for him, which I think is quite a good fee, to be honest. If you have a quick look here, we signed him for 4.4, so we've made a nice little profit on him. I know that you guys in the comments, a lot of you are saying that he's worked out really well for you. I couldn't get anything out of him. I really, really tried. I didn't really. I gave up, if I'm honest. But there we go. 11.75. Aaron Hickey has gone off to join Bologna. The other person that has gone out is Scott Quinn has officially left us to go off and join Celtic. So not a good day to be a Scotsman at Brentford, is it? But he's officially left us as well. It's July 1st, so contracts are up, all that kind of stuff. I'm disappointed in Scott Quinn, but if we're honest with ourselves, he probably wasn't going to quite make it with us in any case. So it's probably for the best, that one. But there we go. 2 out. We're at our limit with the signings we've made. So we do need to get some more people out the door. But yeah, Hickey has left, and we've got a nice little fee for him, I think. If you have a quick look at what that does to the finances, you can see we're over our wage budget. It would be massive if we could get Luca Bacchio his 115 grand a week out. We still have about 50 million to spend though, so that's promising. But yeah, we'll see how we go. About a month to go in the transfer window, but about a month to go before the season starts anyway. So we have another departure, and this time it is Dodi Luca Bacchio. He was a favourite of mine, I have to admit, but he just was falling away. I don't think he's good enough for us anymore. So he's off to Galatasaray, £9.5 million. There's another fee there if he plays 50 games for them. We are paying still just 40 odd grand a week of his wages. He was on 115 grand though, so we're certainly saving quite a bit. Yeah, like I said at the start of the episode, his form was just falling away. He was brilliant, surprisingly so actually, for a couple of seasons there, but we paid 2.2. I think we got what we needed to out of him. He's 28 now and not getting any better, so let me know what you guys think, but I do think that it is perhaps the time had come for Dodi. So he has left. That takes a big chunk of wages off the bill, which is good. We're back under the budget. We still have 55 million to spend. We're looking to spend it. It's just where do we spend it? That's the question I'm trying to ask myself. So yeah, we'll keep looking to improve. All right, the World Cup has concluded. You may remember going back, was it last episode or was it this episode? I can't remember at the start, but we mentioned, and might have even been on the Discord group, link to that in the description. The players got caught up to the World Cup. Well, it's been played and Germany has won the World Cup. And look at the final. Look who got the winner. It was Fateh Arp. He is a World Cup winner, got the winning goal as well. He has also, you may notice here, if you're eagle-eyed, signed a contract extension. He was getting bids coming in from Paris. I said, what's it going to take to keep you here? He said, 135 grand a week, and I said, done. So very, very nicely done. Then he's gone and scored the World Cup winning goal as well. And also in the starting lineup, Matty O. So we have 2 World Cup winners at Brentford. Never thought you'd see the day. And it's nice to see, the fairy tale story that is Germany winning the World Cup as well, isn't it? So they beat Portugal. But let's go all the way back to the group stage and see exactly how this played out very, very quickly. So we can see Croatia and the US got through a group with Iran. It was Holland and Jamaica getting through a group with New Zealand. I tell you what, how's Holland's like in that one? Belgium and Honduras knocked out South Korea, maybe a surprise there. Mexico and Norway got past Qatar. Italy with, of course, Michelotti and Colombia got out of a group with Uzbekistan. Spain and Morocco knocked out Saudi Arabia. England got through a group with Jordan Pickford, of course, playing for them, with Senegal, with Haiti going out. Scotland and Australia got through. Of course, McKenna playing for Scotland got through with a group with Nigeria. France and Garner got through a group with Paraguay. Wales got through with the Ivory Coast, knocking out Venezuela, maybe a surprise there. It was Cameroon and Switzerland knocking out Costa Rica. Portugal, who of course went on to make the final, and Japan knocking out Congo. Germany and Uruguay knocked out China. It was Denmark and host Canada squeaking in with Ecuador going out. It was Argentina and Ireland going through with Mali going out, and it was the Dr. Congo and Brazil. Dr. Congo beating Brazil there, I assume. They did 1-0 at the expense of Greece, who went home early from this World Cup. Now, let's go and have a look and see what the second round had in store. And it was Croatia knocking out Jamaica on penalties. The US knocking out Holland on penalties. A surprise there, perhaps, although it is being hosted in the US. Norway knocked out Belgium. Mexico knocked out Honduras. Italy got past Morocco. Spain beat Colombia. The less said about England and Australia, the better. Senegal smashed Scotland as well. It was France in extra time against Ivory Coast. Wales got through against Ghana. Cameroon got through against Japan. Portugal got past Switzerland. Germany got past Canada. Extra time, Denmark past Uruguay. Brazil snuck past Argentina. That's a heavyweight battle, isn't it, for the second round? And Ireland got past Dr. Congo. That brings us to the third round. There's going to be a lot of rounds in future World Cups, isn't there? Mexico past Croatia. The US got past Norway on penalties. Italy, with Michelotti, got past Senegal. England scraped past Spain. That's a good result. Portugal got past France on penalties. Wales got past Cameroon. Wales into the quarterfinals. Germany got past Ireland. And Brazil got past Denmark. That brings us into the quarterfinals. England-Mexico. It's a game that you would have seen back in the 1950s and 60s, where it's 7-4. 7-4. What a game that would have been. But England did get through that one. Italy smashed the US. Portugal got past Brazil, and Germany snuck past Wales. That brings us to the semi-finals. Germany knocked out England. Of course they did. If we have a look here, Fete up. 2 late goals as well. He was quite magnificent at times during this World Cup. Pickford only on the bench for this one as well. He would have stopped the penalties, of course. And Portugal got past Italy. And if we look at the missing penalty, it was Michelotti. So that's a little bit unfortunate for him. Hopefully he'll bounce back from that. The third place playoff, England got the extra time win against Italy. Who is Dewhurst and why is he playing instead of Pickford? Pickford looks better, does he not? Anyway, so there we go. That was the third place playoff, and then we've already seen, as I said, Germany got past Portugal in the final. So that's the World Cup wrap up. Yeah, we're still looking for signings, but yeah, it's difficult now. It's difficult. Look, Jaden, we would love to have you at Brentford. We really would, but I do have a few concerns about your demands. Yeah, I mean, primarily it's a 350 grand a week that you want. Look, mate, the most I can offer is, hang on, hold on a second, will you? Lee, what's our max wage? Seriously? Huh. Hi, Jaden. Yeah, mate, apparently I can offer 245 grand a week, but I can't go any higher. Well, maybe there's something we could do with bonuses. A 13.5 million signing on fee and an appearance fee of 105 grand. Mate, you do realise this is Brentford, right? This is how close we were to signing Jadon Sancho. We had to pay 50. He wants to leave Chelsea. He's transfer listed by request there. We had to offer 54 million plus some add-ons to get Chelsea to accept it. He wanted 350 grand a week. We talked him down. About a 13.5 million signing on fee. We can't afford that. 105 grand as an appearance fee is slightly piss-taking. That gets him obviously to the 350 a week that he wanted. So, we could, technically he would accept this, but we can't afford it. The signing on fee would come out of the transfer budget. The agent fee, I think, does as well. And we've already maxed out the transfer budget. So it's a shame. Is he worth it? To be honest, he's good. He's really good. But as wide players is kind of a strength. We have Dan and Ndedi on the right. We have the new guy, what's his name? Irkinga or whatever his name is, on the left, on the right, on the left, along with, who else plays out there? He could maybe play on the left. But, we just can't afford it, but we were so close. So close. Okay, we have a signing to announce. It is a loan signing. Don't get too excited. It's one for depth. Caramel? We'll go with Caramel. It's probably Kamal, isn't it? Kamal Bangura. He is English. We've got him on loan from Hertha Berlin. Only a C+ rating signing, and that's fair enough. You can see potentially he's quite good. We're paying a monthly fee of sort of just under $500,000. We're paying his wages, which isn't too bad. But as I said, this is just a depth signing. Now, because he's English and under 18, we don't have to register him in the Premier League squad. He can cover a few positions sort of across the attacking areas. So he's just going to be a useful squad player for us, I think and hope. If he works out, we could look to sign him. You can see if £9 million he was signed for last season. Played in the Bundesliga, did okay. I wouldn't say anything more than that. Bayern Munich is where he's at. Not quite in real life, but that's where he was at before that. So, obviously, he's not in real life because he's only 18. But anyway, we'll see how he does. It's, as I said, just a depth signing. Nothing to get too excited about. But, he could potentially be quite good. Okay, we have another departure to announce, and that is of Scott Monroe. He's gone off to Livorno for $10.75 million, plus a little bit of a next fee. He was worth a little bit more than that when we sold him, but to be honest, that's not a bad fee for Monroe. So this summer, we're all about sending the Scotsman off to Italy, aren't we? But he was a useful player for us, I'll be honest. Didn't play too many times in the league, but we did see he was a mainstay of our Europa League campaign last season. The main reason that I've sold him, and it is ultimately just that he's 22 now, he would need to be registered in the squad, and there's better players than him that we have, to register. So he wasn't going to be playing much, so I figured let's just sell him off and get that done. So there we go. That is him sold off. Now there is a few other sort of minor signings to catch you up on. If we just have a quick look at the two Swiss players that we've signed, we've loaned them back to Switzerland for this season just to try and get them first team football to make sure that they're going to they're going to develop, and if they are going to be useful players for us, they'll need to be playing. So they've both gone off, and we have made one signing. We've signed this guy from Coventry. He was transfer listed for 36 grand. So I figured, what the hell? Let's go in for him. It might help please the board with. Well, I don't care if we sign players from the lower leagues now. But so we signed Simon Stevens. He's in the under 23s. Potentially we might get a player there, but if not, we'll definitely sell him on for a profit. So that is that. Now, speaking of the lower leagues, let's have a quick look at the Championship. It has just gotten underway for the new year, but you will see in 14th there, Walsall. They got themselves back promoted, so that is excellent news. So well done to them. I'm assuming, well, they would have had to win the playoff final last season. I forgot to check earlier on. But so there we go. Walsall's got themselves back up in the Championship, so that's fantastic news. Let's hope they do well. And of course, we'll be keeping a very close eye on how Aston Villa do this year because, they're going to be at some point, hopefully, they're going to be our next club. So I'm sure they'll completely stuff up this season. It's good to see them get off to a dodgy start with a 2-2 draw against Huddersfield. I'm sure once we get into the Champions League knockout round, should we be so lucky that the Villa job will come up again, and that'll be that. But that is the Championship. We've got about a week to go before we start our Premier League campaign. It's going to be against Dean Smith away to Nottingham Forest. So we'll see if we can get any other big signings across the line. I'm still looking. You can see we're just around about, just a little bit over on budget. But it's just what you saw with Jadon Sancho. It's the old problem we have of we can do a transfer fee or wages. We can't really do both. Okay, we are at game day for the opening day of the Premier League season. We are going, as I said before, away to Nottingham Forest. So that brings us to the end of the transfer special. You can see we do still have money to spend. The window is still opened, crucially as well. So we've got about 50 million to spend. I've moved some from the wages from the budget into the wages, just to make sure that we know exactly what we have to spend. So that is kind of where we're at right now. Let's have a quick look at the team that we have to start the season here. And let's start from the top. We have Fete Up, World Cup winning goal scorer that was a mouthful, in the World Cup. Fete Up to lead our line. We have Dan, who can play up front. We also have Vasi, of course, who is a good option up there. The Wizard, who just seems to pop up for goals when we need them. We also have Callum Hudson-Odoi, though he's not really a striker, if we're honest with ourselves. Other options, we have, where are we here? We have Omar Nassari, who is a useful player. I just haven't figured out exactly where to play him yet. We have the guy we've loaned in, Bangura, so we'll see what he does. We also have, of course, Matt Keach, in can you tell I'm hungry? In the first team for this one, we'll give him some mentoring and sort of some game time where we can off the bench. And Ndedi can play as a striker, but let's face it, he can't score a goal to save himself, so he won't be playing up top. On the right, this is where Ndedi shines. He is an absolute star. We did get a bid in from AC Milan. Now, this was like a day or two after we went in for Jadon Sancho and couldn't afford him. £60 million they offered. If that had come in a day or two sooner, we could have gone in for Jadon Sancho, or we could have got Jadon Sancho, I should say. But obviously we couldn't go back in again. And to be honest, I didn't want to sell Ndedi anyway. We know that Dan can play out here and play out there well. Vasi can play out here as well. We also, of course, have the Wizard, who has popped up with goals on the right-hand side. Hudson-Odoi, we've already seen him. I don't want to re-show players. Other guys that can play out here, Mabry could play out here. Jack Scott at a stretch. A number of these guys could play out there if we needed them to. If we go and have a look over on the left-hand side, this is where Hudson-Odoi shines. He's a good player out there, but crucially, Irkinga, he is one of our star players for this that we've signed this summer. A model citizen, a wonder kid. The only thing wrong with him is that he prefers to use his right foot. The Wizard again can play out here. All these other guys. Vazquez, one of the new guys, can play forward, though. We've signed him to be more a wing-back. But that's that. Is there anybody else here that we've missed? Nassari can play out here as well. So that is that. Let's have a look in the midfield. This is where I think we're quite well suited. We have Mabry. We have Palaversa. I did look at moving Palaversa on for somebody who was slightly better, but bigger wages, so I decided that we'd keep him. Farai, again, somebody that his contract's up at the end of this year. We could maybe look to move him on. But he's useful for us right now. It's one of these things, if we could get somebody better in, then maybe we do that. Hurdle, of course, who came through our academy, an important player for us because he did come through the academy. We also have, of course, James Garner, who's good. We'll typically play a little bit deeper than this. Rambleson, we know what he can do, an absolute star. Madio, speaking of absolute stars, World Cup winning Madio now, of course, as well. And again, we've got Hurdle there twice. Deep lying midfielder here, Madio and Garner will typically share the role. There's other guys who can play it, but they'll be the main two. If we go back, James Garner can be a centre-back. We haven't really used him there yet, but he could do it. But the main centre-backs we have is Pavlovic, who signed a new deal. So he's here for an extended period of time. We also have McKenna, who forms a good partnership with Soleil. Whether they're good enough to go in the Champions League, that time will tell, I suppose. Michelotti, he can play centre-back, though much better at left-back for us. Panzo, again, can play centre-back and equally as good as left-back, so they'll sort of share those, sort of go back and forth, I would imagine. Soleil, I think, is the best defender at the club, so that's good. Suisi, we know he's a good young player as well. Is he developing as much as we would like? Maybe, maybe not, but he's probably good enough to just stay anyway. Madio could play centre-back if we need him to. And Mihu, we haven't seen much of him, but he is potentially quite good. We also have, of course, Rivas, the Argentinian that we signed. We can't register him just due to sort of squad limits right now. There's some other youngsters as well that are there if we need them. Right back, Bogle. Absolute star. He has signed a new contract as well, I think. Did he? Yeah. So he's here till 2030. It's another 4 years. Jack Scott, of course, is the other star at right back for us. Two really, really good players. If we go over to left back, we've already seen Michelotti. He's a good player for us as a fullback. Panzo can play as well. And of course, the new guy, Vazquez, looking to use him more as a wing back. I'm sort of toying with using wing backs this season. So he's a good player there as well. Madio can play over here. And the youngster, Peter Hall, again, another not really for the first team, but his depth, which could come in handy. And goalkeepers, we know what we have. We have Jordan Pickford, of course, who has never let us down yet, and hopefully that will continue. Kelleher as the backup is a good solid option, and Slicker, we need to get in a younger goalkeeper to be third choice. That it doesn't need to be registered because right now he can't play anyway, so it's a bit of a waste having him there. We might as well, or I might loan him out, but we might as well just sell him. So that's the team that we have to start the season. Let me know where you think we could still strengthen, how you think we're going to do this year. We'll be back next episode to get things underway against Dean Smith, Nottingham Forest, and then we have the UEFA Super Cup against Manchester United as well. So it's going to be a really, really good first episode of the season. Until then, I've been Aussie Villain. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Take care.